Welcome everyone. I have a Christmas DIY for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how to make an adorable Christmas kitchen wall decor. Now this craft was inspired by Walmart as I found most of the items to create this project from Walmart. Let me show you how to make it. I came across this nice long kind of wood cutting board in the craft section in Walmart, and this is specifically made for crafting. It was marked for decorative purposes only, so you don't want to pick this up if you're looking to turn this into like an actual cutting board. I believe the reasoning is because there are several pieces glued together and then it's cut out, so there's lots of glue and things that are probably not good for you. But for decor, it's absolutely wonderful. And this is Wood Decor 216261 by the Horizon Group. Now the first thing that you want to do to prep this is take some sandpaper and just go over it lightly. My main concern was kind of the sides. I had a little bit of not a real clean cut. So you just want to go over real quick and smooth everything out on both sides, and make sure to run over the sides here as well. Once everything's nice and smooth, just make sure to remove any residue, any dust or anything that might be left over. We're going to be staining this and we don't want that in our stain. Now to add a stain finish, I'm going to be using the Waverly Antique Wax. And I don't want it this dark, so I'm going to put some here in a cup and then add water to thin it out. You want to mix the two together until they're nicely mixed. And then you want to look at your wood piece. Like this, on this side it has this kind of defect in the finish. I don't want to use that side as my front. This side is much prettier. So I'm going to do the front here and the sides. If you're going to be selling something like this, you would want to do the back as well, so it's a cohesive piece. My towel here, which is just a paper towel, is damp. It's like I said, I don't want a very dark finish. I just want to add a little bit of color to my wood here. While our board is drying, I'm going to go ahead and make our bow. You'll need a full-length pipe cleaner. I found this really pretty 2-inch ribbon. It's 2 inches at 30 feet. It was $4.98. I did find this at Walmart. Very pretty. Now I'm going to measure my tail here at about 4 inches. Then I'm going to pinch and twist. And as I twist, I'm going to come through the 2 large dowel rods. Now on my tails here for my bow, the nice side should be facing up, but as I come through and I go to make my loops, the nice side of your ribbon should be facing down. Now I'm going to only measure about 2.5 inches, and I'm going to make 2 loops on either side. Okay, so I have my 2 loops on either side at about 2.5 inches. And now I'm going to do 2 loops on either side at about 1.5 inches. Now I want to do one more loop, and this is going to be my center loop. And I'm going to make it the same size. Or just slightly smaller. Let's go slightly smaller. And then to get back over to the other side, I'm going to come through the small dowel rod and the large dowel rod here in the front. This helps me keep that little piece of ribbon over on the correct side, so when I tie my bow, everything is cohesive. You also need a full length pipe cleaner. You want to slide that down on one side underneath till you get next to the dowel rods. I always pull it together and pinch. Make sure everything's where it's supposed to be. And you can lift out. Now that helps you keep everything stacked. I'm going to make sure that one little piece is on the correct side. Take the pipe cleaners, cross them around, pull them to the back, pull nice and tight. And give a good twist or two. So that extra loop is going to be right in the center. I always kind of like to hold it in the center. That way I don't over pull. And then you just want to open up and separate your loops. So you have 2 smaller loops. Just pull one to each side, and same thing with the larger loops in the back. If you need to do any adjusting, just go down to where it comes out from the pipe cleaner and adjust it there. If you need to open it up or give it a little twist, that's where you want to adjust. Okay, so that's kind of what your bow should look like. You just want to open everything up and spread it out. And then you can decide if you want your tails down, one up, one down, however. I'll do my final adjusting once I get it onto the project. But I think that's really pretty. I love that ribbon. And it's nice to work with. I also picked up these 3 letters in white that spell joy. And these were also over in the craft section. And they're about 3 inches in height. So any letters of that size will work perfectly on this. And I want to leave enough room here at the top so I can put my bow. I might add some greenery or something underneath. And then I also want to add a piece of rope here at the top to hang it. So I just want to get my positioning. Now I like that positioning. I'm going to be attaching this with the, Aleene's original tacky glue. I love this glue. And it is very tacky. You put it on, wait just 30 seconds or so, and then apply your piece. It gets a little tacky, so it helps hold it. I'm also going to be doing a few drops of hot glue because I want to make sure that this doesn't come loose while I'm working on it. I'm going to get all my letters attached. Now my letters are all on and they haven't fully cured yet. It'll take 24 hours for it to fully cure for the Aleenes, but that hot glue is going to help hold it in place. I'm going to add my bow now here to the top. Trim off the excess. And tuck down the pipe cleaners there. Kind of fold them under so there's no sharp edges. I decided I want to pull one tail down and one tail up. I'm just taking this little extra piece and folding it over the pipe cleaner there and gluing it down. I'm going to lift up my center loop. I'm going to add a little bit more hot glue on top of the fold over. Then I'm going to move my center loop over it. That way I know that piece is not going to end up showing. Just make sure you have your other loops in their correct area. Then once I'm happy with my bow, I'm going to add just a little bit of hot glue underneath there so it doesn't move around. I like that very much. Now under the bow here, I want to add just a little bit of greenery and some red berries. Now I pulled off these two stems of red berries off a larger stem that I picked up from Walmart. And then I also pulled this out from my stash. It's some really pretty flocked greenery. I think I got this one from Joann's. And I'm going to be using this as the greenery, and then I'm going to do the berries over it. And because I don't want to make a big gluey mess here, I'm going to be putting them together kind of in a bundle and then attaching the bundle. So just flatten out some of my greenery here. I'm going to start by attaching them together. Just use a little hot glue here. Now I'm going to attach a second piece of greenery here to the back because I want it to come down a little bit lower. So I'm going to hot glue it to the back of the other greenery. Now while that sets up, I'm going to get a piece here of my floral tape, and I picked this up from Dollar Tree. Just going to pull off a piece here so that I can wrap my center. So just keep wrapping. Wrap down one side and then go back, wrap down the other side, and if you need to, go over it a second time until it feels like it's cohesive and one solid piece. Once it feels that way, then trim the rest off and tack it down with a dab of hot glue. So I'm going to attach it right underneath the ribbon here so that I don't see my little binding. Lay down a good amount of hot glue there and get that under. You can pull the ribbon down over the top. Now all you need to do is go through and pull down and adjust your greenery and your berries. If your berries feel too long, feel free to trim them. And there you go, we are all done. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. Now to hang this, I did add a piece of rope. Now the rope is just from Dollar Tree. So I cut a piece for however long I wanted my hanger. I wanted to see it from the front. I wanted to see that chunky rope. So I fed a piece through the front, pulled it to the back. I hot glued it down and then hit it with a staple gun. The other piece I pulled to the back, I hot glued it down and stapled it as well. So that's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be nice and sturdy. And I like that nice thick rope at the top. But I think our Joy Christmas kitchen sign came out absolutely gorgeous. Quick, simple, and easy to make. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know your visit is always appreciated. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and show some love in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. If you hit the notification bell when it pops up, you'll be one of the first to know every time I upload new content. And I do upload new content several times a week. If you enjoy craft tutorials and hauls, you're going to want to check out these other videos. You have a great day, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.